Mom, Dad's being weird again.
Luscious.
Honey,
So full.
it's just grass.
Oh, it's so much more than just grass. It's a healthier, greener, and more luscious lawn. Yours can be too.
Look at you.
With Kabursky Brothers Lawn Care.
Remember, no shoes on the lawn. Because you're so beautiful.
Call or click today.
Happy Monday, overthinkers. I kind of forgot what we were doing. We were talking beforehand, and then you asked me a
what was
question.
the question I asked you?
If I've
you ever
ever had
A fear fart. Yeah, a fear fart.
And
Where
what
you're
is
so
that?
scared. Well, you get so scared that you fart, and it's like a defense mechanism, so that the person, hopefully, it's really smelly, and then the person, whoever is attacking you, maybe it's an animal, they're like, oh, and then it's like a skunk move.
No, I can honestly say that that's never happened to me.
Have
Has
you
it
ever
happened
had
to
a
you?
fear boner?
Probably.
Probably not. No, not yet.
No. Happy
Some
Monday,
people do.
everybody.
Some people get those.
Okay, can you just pop
When they
one
get scared,
out of
it's
fear?
just like, yeah, they're like the blood starts flowing so well, they just like get rock hard. I don't know. Luckily,
It'd be
I
a
don't
bad
have
day.
that, but I do get fear farts. When May 27th, 1995, the scariest day of my life, a F4 tornado. It was F4 back then. Now it's EF4, but came down Kitty Hawk just a quarter of a mile from Mount Carmel. And I was scared of the wind at the time, much less a tornado. And both my brother and I, we were at our neighbor's basement. And the three Tigges boys and me and my brother, the Siepker boys, were underneath the stairwell. And both me and him had fear farts. And they were so bad. And you know when you get your own smell and you're like, usually you're kind of impressed. No, this was bad for me. Imagine what happened to those Tigges boys. Whew. Rather be in that tornado than down there in that little cyclone of sick smell.
That
Anyway,
is
how's the show?
disgusting.
Are we starting the show?
That is disgusting. Yeah, I guess I should
It's
have asked
true.
you.
Fear fart.
You know,
Somebody out there, come. I need some verification that other people have had a fear fart in their life.
I'm just glad you three boys didn't get fear boners. You've been sword fighting under the
Oh,
basement.
God. There was a line, Mackenzie, and you crossed it.
I know, and I get that from my husband. That's called the Jeff Edie Extra Mile. The first one's free. I'll have to charge you for the next one. Oh my God. Yeah, we are starting this show. What a chaotic. We always, at the end of these shows, you guys, we hop off and we're like, wow, that was so chaotic. But we don't ever really do anything to fix the chaos. And I'm not planning on doing anything to fix the chaos because I think that's what makes it
I think
fun,
you could
so.
try. You'd be overthinking it, and then we just create more chaos. I think it's just let things be as they may. Like I saw, I was on a walk with the dog with Atticus, and I saw a blue jay trying to attack a robin's nest because those blue jays are little assholes.
They are.
What am I supposed to do in that situation? Should I pick up a pebble and should I try and dissuade that blue jay, or do I let nature take its course?
No.
I don't know. Let it be.
Yeah, no. I'm so over letting nature take its course. This morning, I woke up and the first thing I saw was a raccoon on the deck of my home, the upper deck.
You had a raccoon on your deck.
There are no stairs that lead to this deck because we have the upper patio, the lower patio. We do not have stairs. It
Wait, are
scaled
they
my
patios
house.
or decks? You have an upper deck and a lower deck?
Yes.
Which deck do you like more?
I like the bigger one.
The bigger deck?
Yeah.
And which one was the raccoon interested in? The big deck or the little
That
deck?
big old deck. Yeah. And it was up there. There are no stairs leading to this deck. None. Okay. So it scaled my home and it was up there.
Okay.
Quit biting your lip. You're sick. You're disgusting. So anyway, it was up there eating the bird feed. It had knocked over the bird feeders. It has pulled up the grass surrounding my house. It ruined Hayes' 4-H project. So I'm done letting nature just
What's
do
this
its
4-H
thing.
project? I need to know about this.
It was he planted a zinnia flower.
Oh, I thought you meant like he was, had rabbits he was growing, and then the raccoon came in and just ripped the rabbit apart, and now the 4-H thing is gone. But no,
No.
you're just saying it was a plant. A begonia? What was
a zinnia.
it? A zinnia.
Yeah, gorgeous. Gorgeous flower. And it ruined it. So anyway, Scott, no, you should have interfered with the blue jay and the robin. And because we can't let these little assholes of nature win anymore. I'm done.
Well, what if
done.
it happens to be that our species sometimes is the asshole?
Of course
you
we
done
are.
with that?
Yeah, I am down with that. I wake up an asshole. I go to bed an asshole. And everyone knows it. I am going to
So
try
just
to
take it a
stop
little
complaining
easy.
as much. Okay.
Well,
I complain constantly.
That's what this show is for. Everyone
No,
tunes in.
I don't think we complain a lot on this show. I think we complain. We
I mean,
complain
I
less
complain
than
about
other
parents
shows.
a lot, and I don't even have kids. So I think I alienate 75% of our listening audience or watching audience. Please subscribe on YouTube. IO Everywhere is doing really well, and we love that you're a part of this. And thanks to everybody who came out to the patio tour on Friday for Murph and Andy. We'll see you this Friday, but subscribe.
Yes, please do that.
Yeah, please do.
I need baseball season to wrap it up so I can get to one of these patio shows. Even though, again, to your point, you talk about parenting, even though you're not a parent. You told me to go to less of my kids' baseball games. Yada yada. I'm not
Come
going
to
do
the
that.
patio tour.
The patio tour
Yeah.
needs to be longer because I can't
Hi,
get off.
Cade.
Hello, hi guys. I can't get off work and go to it. Like I want to be able to. I want to be able to.
Have you thought about changing your job so that you could be available?
I have not.
Well, sometimes
He
adults...
pieced out so fast. Quit being disrespectful. Quit being disrespectful, Scott. Okay.
Hey, I'm just trying to help.
I know. Okay, I saw something this weekend on the internet that was so disturbing to me. And I have been overthinking this. And I don't know, like, obviously the people surveyed in this survey did not overthink it. Okay. I saw this weekend that 50% of men said that they thought they could land a commercial jet if they had to. Okay. A YouGov poll reveals that roughly 1 in 3 American, of course they're American, American adults, and about 46% of men lounging in economy or first class alike believe they could bring a passenger jet in safely if controllers talked them down. Scott, I want you to answer this honestly. I want you to answer this. Don't be.
Yeah, I'm not.
Do you think you could?
Okay. I'm putting myself in this situation. Captain has died. I'm on a passenger.
Oh,
plane.
maybe he just took too many sleeping pills. We don't have to bring death
Okay.
into every
All right.
conversation,
Oh,
okay?
fine. So somehow the captain is incapacitated,
He's
and we
asleep.
can't wake him, which seems actually worse than death at this point. I think I might be in a Stephen King novel, but if they come to the cabin and they say, the flight attendants who would say, "Hey, everybody, does anybody here know how to fly a plane?" and it goes silent.
Oh,
This is
that'd be
my
the
moment.
worst.
No, this is my moment. I've been waiting my
Scott.
whole life for this moment. Why do you think I downloaded Flight Simulator 1996 back when
Oh,
I was
you-
a teenager? I was preparing for this moment.
You know what? You said-
unequivocally I could do it. I could absolutely land a passenger jet. It's not that hard.
Seasoned aviators counter that takeoffs and landings are still hand flown on nearly every single commercial flight, and that auto land works only on select specially equipped jets in ideal conditions. So betting on someone like you, it's wishful thinking. And Scott, what? So you downloaded this simulator
Microsoft Flight Simulator, yeah, 1996.
Oh, it was 96. It was pre 9/11.
Oh yeah. So you could just like walk right onto that plane. No matter there's
shit.
no
I don't-
background check at all.
I don't understand how that's relevant information to the video game, though.
Well, because the
It being
towers were still up.
Yeah, exactly.
So you had to fly
All these
around
cocky teens just hopping into the cockpit of planes because they were on, Microsoft.
And
Aviation
also,
simulator.
is there a bigger overreaction? There's some that are equal. A bigger overreaction than we had to flight safety after 9/11. We have
No.
made it so hard to get on a plane.
I'm
We have
fine with- I'm
totally
fine with the
overreacted.
more than
difficulty.
happy to do that.
Yeah,
No,
I will take
come
off my
on.
my shoes. I will show everyone in that airport my toes. I don't care. I don't want that plane to go
There-
down.
No. You
I
could you don't need security. You let people get on. We let people get on the bus. We let people get into cars.
Yeah.
Get on the plane. It's fine.
people weren't blasting up movie theaters back then, though, like on a weekly basis.
Right.
Well,
Scott, shut
I
up
think
with
the
this
movie
opinion.
theater
This
has lost
is a bad.
its popularity as a place for gunning someone down. But when you're flying the plane, look, you're up there. The chances that you're going to hurt a lot of other people are so small. When you get into a bus or a car, it's much bigger.
Well, I know that. And I'm not saying people are, tossing a coin in the air every time they go to a movie theater. I go to a movie theater like every week. I'm just saying that, like, I feel like people are a little crazier these days.
They
I don't
are,
know.
and they want their name in the headlines, and they want to make impact. So I'm sorry, but going up and holding up a bus is way less cool than going up in the air and holding up an airplane and doing
Clearly
something
haven't seen Speed,
nasty.
but in a
The
real
only-
world
I
situation.
love Speed.
The only time I
And he
bitch
wasn't
about
on the
TSA
bus.
is when I'm at TSA. That's the only time. And then
Yes,
it
because
leaves my
it's
mind.
really, guys, listen, it's okay. We have gotten to this place where we are way too comfortable flying. All right.
Not me. I freaking hate it. Actually, I gotta drug myself up with my.
I don't mind a flight.
Mackenzie, do you get motion sick?
No, I get scared.
You're scared of what? Are you
the
scared
plane?
of terrorists?
Or just like the plane.
Yeah.
Just, there's been some,
Just the,
Yes.
the engine failure.
Thank
engine
you.
failure. I'm not
That's the
afraid of
thing.
the plane crashing. I'm afraid of never seeing my children again. That's what
Terrorists they're just not that scary. We don't have to we don't have to overhaul our entire safety system. So now that flying a plane sucks even worse than it did. I'm laying the line down. We overreacted after 9/11. Put it in writing. Kate just leaves.
Kay, do you think you could land a plane?
Hell no.
Oh, come you could, Kate.
I don't think so. I mean, if I have the assisted guidance at Kenzie was talking about that they don't always have, maybe.
If somebody
But
was talking you through it, Kate, if you got Sully Sullenberg on the headset, okay, and he's walking you through it, and you're like, I'm really scared. He's like, don't worry, I landed once in a body of water, and it was fine. Do you think he could talk you through it?
Does it have to be a runway, or can I just am I just
I would
making
want it
sure
to be a
people
runway.
survive? I know, but I can't.
Or would
make-
I-
Would you would
Yeah.
just
Make
go
no
into
promises.
a field?
Just like a body of water or something. Like, I don't know.
You don't want to be in a body.
Oh.
That'd be harder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because you're
Okay.
gonna drown everybody.
Well, I'm thinking about
We're
having
all
to get the
gonna be dead.
wheels down and stuff, though. Like, I feel like having to get the wheels down and like time
and
it
and
perfectly.
having them
gotta do is
hit
press
at
the
the
button.
same time. No, they do it they do it manually.
If
The
it's
wheels?
manually, we're all dying.
Somebody's down there going, got a little hamster in the wheel.
No, Scott, but making sure the wheels hit the pavement at the exact same time.
Yeah, all you got to do is get the wheels down, and
Oh,
then
shut-
you just bring
stop.
the plane. You don't bring the plane in like this if this is the nose. You bring it like this, and you land. You get those two on the ground, and you've been on a plane before. Pilots rarely get it perfectly right. You'll go ging ging.
And I
because
wish
didn't
that
land
they
it
would get it.
perfectly.
I wish they'd work a little harder, these pilots.
No, it's hard. I'm not saying it's easy.
Yeah. And if a pilot who's put here, let's see, earning the right to touchdown, wide body demand, years of classroom study, multiple licenses, and at least 1,500 flight hours, and investment flight school guides peg at well over 2 years and 6 figures. So you've got to put
That's
time
if-
and money into this shit.
Yes, it is.
And you think you could
If
just
you're
do
gonna
it for free.
every day, multiple times a day, I agree. But you got to give me one shot. One shot,
One
I can
opportunity.
rise to the occasion.
You're going to have mom's spaghetti all over you,
I was
and you're
just
not even
thinking
going to be able
that. I
to
was
land the
just-
plane. Oh my God. How
got to it
were your
before me.
guys' weekends? I just can't. I'm sweating, and I've got to go to a meeting after this, and I'm sweating, and I'm going to have to change my shirt. And it's because of you, Scott.
Well, hopefully you don't get those fear farts. It'd be really awkward in a business meeting.
Well, it's never happened
Weekend
before.
was great. We celebrated the founder and CEO of Hoodoo's 40th birthday, and we launched V3 of Hoodoo, which now we built our own artificial intelligence. Never thought I'd be in a company that would actually do that. Our
Oh,
our
wow. So
artificial
you're ruining the
intelligence.
world.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Except
Scott and
this is an
Hoodoo,
actual
ruining the world. Okay.
practical AI that actually makes your life a little bit easier. Because now you can, when you're listening to product, you just click a button, it'll write it for you. You take a photo, it'll recognize it's incredible. It's really cool what's happening.
That's cool.
And so we launched that this morning. It's going really, really well. And so, yeah, it's been a wonderful weekend.
great.
The sports was okay. PGA wasn't great, but I don't know. I had a great week. It was nice. It was nice out. Now it sucks
Good.
outside.
The sports thing, Jake Brend was having kind of a meltdown on our text, and I couldn't understand a lick of what he was saying, but Cade stepped in and translated that for me, and I really do appreciate it because it was like reading another language that I've never, like another language from another planet. I
Do
couldn't
you have the
understand a
text,
bit.
the translation text I have on you or something? I thought that made me laugh so hard. I was so proud of myself. I think I just wrote Jake favorite basketball team lose in playoff. Team was better, or the team that beat, so the Nuggets lost. So the team that Jake's team faced was a lot better than Jake's team, but they fought very hard.
And then you put basketball.
Basketball.
Because I didn't even know. I didn't even know
Yes.
that, but
That translates to the Nuggets lost to the Thunder in Game 7 of the Western Conference semifinals.
And I've only known Jake for a couple years now. Getting to know him more now. I didn't even realize how much of a crybaby he is about this. Oh my gosh. We're in this NBA talk. And this
because
is
you
coming
have your
from me.
own separate
I'm a
thread.
Buffalo Bills fan. If you're going to cry about your team losing after you just won a title recently, you can't come at the crybaby of all crybabies,
I was
Buffalo
gonna
Bills
say.
fan, me. And you can't, come on, get out of here. And I've told him, I've slapped him down twice verbally over text message. Hey, there's a 5-year rule. You can't complain about your team if you've won a title in the last 5 years. And I feel that is being very generous because my team has never won a title.
You better just be nice. Be nice to your
Nope.
content creators, your
I'm
coworkers.
just trying to be
Just
honest.
be nice. You just don't want to pass down the crown because you like being the best at something, and right now you're being the best at being a big old crybaby.
It's agreed. Remember, our highest rated show ever was the Monday after the Bills lost to the Chiefs again.
People wanted
for
to
the
see
fourth
you
time in the playoffs.
cry,
And this was
and
my
you gave
position.
it to him. Poor
I had
Steve.
I had a bit of a weekend, guys.
What happened? Did you go to jail?
I didn't go to jail. So we watched the Caitlin Clark's first game of the season, and we went to Wellman's, which is a popular bar, and it was pretty awesome. There was a lot of people that showed up for it. The game was actually not good. They smoked this guy, but it was cool watching. I don't know. It's just you can feel like this kind of getting more popular every year, and I just think that's really cool. So that was really fun to be a part of. I have a bone to pick with my father. I have like big beef with him right now.
Oh,
very
great.
upset with him.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Family
Y'all
drama.
fight?
Yeah.
Get your popcorn.
Let me first start by
Okay.
saying I mischaracterized him as a helicopter parent. I didn't have the right definition down when I blasted him last week.
Did he get mad at you for that?
He didn't get mad at me. I had the definition wrong, and I was overthinking that, and I looked into it a little bit, and I just felt like a jerk because he really isn't a helicopter parent. He just checks in with me a lot.
cares.
Yeah,
He
he just
cares
checks in
about
with me
his
a lot.
Yeah, it
Kids.
sounds like he's a helicopter parent.
Okay,
I
whatever.
am.
What it sounds.
And I love it.
Anyways,
Keith is the original overthinker. Like he's done it so well. Like that's what he's so successful, and we appreciate him on this show.
We
he's
do.
welcome anytime.
awesome.
I
Let me
sent
tell
him
you
a
guys why
text.
he's a dick now.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
ready.
anyways, he asked me to compile this top 10 list of movies that I haven't seen yet. Me and him are big movie guys. That's one of our big things we do together is we go see movies. We watch movies together. So he asked me to compile this list of the 10 movies I want to see. And number one on my list was Dog Day Afternoon because it just seems like a movie to my speed, I guess. I don't know. It's 70s or 60s. I like Pacino. And I just like older movies. I typically do. And so we are sitting down to watch this movie. I went over to his house to watch this movie. And he sits down on the couch, or not on the couch. We're on the deck, but we're sitting down we're about to get up to go watch the movie. And he's like, wait, I think this is the movie where Al Pacino robs the bank because he has doesn't he have a boyfriend that wants to get a sex change in the movie? And that's what they find out the whole point of robbing the bank is. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. So we look it up. We watch the trailer. They don't reveal any of this in the trailer. We then read the plot line. Doesn't reveal any of that in the plot line. And come to find out that the big reveal in the movie is finding out why he's robbing the bank to begin with, and it was that. So we didn't watch that movie. We watched something else, and he ruined that whole movie for me, and he knows he's a dick about it. He sent me...
That is awful.
He was laughing off his ass after that, because and I was too a little bit, because I was just so insulted by it, but
Talk
he knows
about
what
dog.
he did. He knows
He
what
is
he
a
did.
dog for that.
Yeah.
Let me pick a bone with your father on this, is because your dad loves movies. He says that. But what he really loves is reading reviews of movies that he hasn't seen yet. Which, if you read a review of a movie that you know you're going to see, you are totally changing the framework in which you watch it. If you're going to see a movie, the review should be there for two reasons. One, you're on the fence and you don't care that much about the movie. Or two, you've seen the movie and you want to get a further discussion and understanding of it. If you read it before and then you're just like, well, everybody's saying that the twist at the end is very good. Shut the fuck up! Shut up!
That was a perfect use of that, by the way. That was very necessary.
Shut up! Because if you know a twist is coming, you are ruining the movie. Don't watch it. Don't stop it. You're ruining the movie.
I was so
I'm going to tell
upset.
Keith that you said
Yeah.
that, Scott. I'm
think he
telling
might have
him
heard
that,
it.
that
Oh,
you
He knows
yelled
how
at
I
him.
feel about this. He
I know
knows how
he's-
I feel.
I know he's watching because he knows that I was gonna share the
Oh,
story
yeah.
because I was that pissed.
I just can't believe he was so obstinate to give away that movie.
The
That
crazy
is
part
just
is
lacking
that
self-awareness for Keith, and he never lacks self-awareness.
that would have been so cool to see because that movie was like finding that out. Like if I would have found that out live while watching the movie, that would have been so cool because that is like that's a current like topic now. You
It's giving Amelia
want to- yeah.
Perez.
Yes. So it's just that movie seems like it's aged very well, I guess is what I'm saying. I mean, people
Yeah.
don't have to rob banks to get changes for their boyfriend or significant other, whatever now. So I guess. But my point being is that movie was made in the 70s and that those were topics of that movie even back then. So that would have been
Yeah,
cool.
that is
but
surprising.
guess I'll never know. So
You know
Nope,
what?
never will.
I actually love to get spoilers. We've talked about this before. I love to get spoilers of movies and then watch them. I do. Because it's never going to live up to, no, it's always going to be better than how someone explained it to you. So,
No way.
yeah, for sure.
How is that
For
true?
sure.
How is that true? That
I
you
don't-
you
look
are going.
Look it
it's-
up. Google it, Scott. It's true.
you-
Why
you-
can't you
wait,
just,
you-
anytime I say something, you can't just take it at face value. You always have to dig it and pick it apart. You know what? Kiss my
you think
ass.
of overthinking it?
Yeah.
I just don't understand this position. I have friends that are like you, and you know what they want to do? They want to read the plot line of
You don't have
Last
friends
of
like
Us
me.
before
You don't
they
have friends
actually-
like me. You don't have any friends like me. I'm
Not after this
one of a
conversation.
kind. Scott.
Yeah. I
kidding.
think maybe, is that tied to anxiety? Where you're like,
Yes.
I got to know what's going
Yes.
to happen so that I'm not
Yes.
too, okay.
Of course
That makes
it is.
sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You're still wrong, and you're disrespecting the filmmakers, but fine. You know, who cares about them? They don't care. They just spend years and years, maybe 10 years, putting together one documentary, and nobody goes frame by frame to break it down. How
They'll
how
be fine.
disrespectful.
They'll be
It kind of
fine.
reminds me of like when I was in elementary school and I'd like be hanging out with my best friend and I was like, do you think you'll be able to stay the night tonight? And he's like, I don't know. And I'd like be focused on wanting him to stay over because I knew that, I was just always focused on the like play date ending before it even did.
Yeah. Oh, can I tell you about that? I had the best day yesterday. Okay. It was a perfect day. We went to my grandma's for Sunday dinner. She had vegetarian lasagna, my favorite. And I was like, wow, this day rocks. And then we planted our garden. And I just looked back and it was my mom and my dad. Yep. My mom, my dad, my husband, my kids. And I'm like, this is a perfect day. And then we went and my Cash graduated on Friday. McKinley graduated on Saturday. It was a perfect weekend. And I started
awesome.
to get that dread feeling about
You got the
halfway
Sunday
through.
scaries.
I did because I'm like, look, it's perfect. It's a perfect day and I don't want it to end and tomorrow's going to come and we'll never get this perfect day back. Nothing significant happened. I mean, obviously graduation, that's huge, but like yesterday. And I'm like, I really need to work on this because I'm having such a good time right now that I just have that doom, dread, hopelessness feeling about tomorrow. Isn't that awful?
It's the worst. Yeah.
It is. I just need to
yeah.
work on it and work on being in the moment because that's all we have is the moment that we're in.
As our great friend Seneca Wallace always says, we
God.
suffer more in imagination than we do in reality.
I don't know if we're tallying every time he says that, but please do.
I love that Top Topics has now gone to the bottom of the hour. Top Topics here at the bottom of the hour, presented by Kabursky Brothers.
Sorry, I just went
all right.
emo
This
for a second.
happens
I've
every
got to
week.
dig myself back out.
We had a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
We
do.
did, and it was fun. Yeah, Top Topics brought to you by Kabursky Brothers. Those daggum Kabursky Brothers have made their way out to Scott's house, and
I got some
done
before and
good work.
afters. Not right now, because I'm not
Yeah.
sure if they'll. Because there's still a patch that I wasn't able to bring back to life. But my lawn looks so good. I will.
Nobody had to know that.
Next week, I will let everybody know. I'm like Josh Luffelholtz in the commercial that plays before this show. My former boss at Wells Fargo, and yeah, no shoes on the lawn.
Oh, I didn't know that. We knew that fella. Great actor.
Oh yeah.
Great actor. Okay. Top Topics story number 1. Former President Joe Biden has posted a social media message of gratitude after sharing his cancer diagnosis. So, former President Joe Biden thanked his followers for their support in a Monday social media post after his office confirmed Sunday he has been diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer, sharing a selfie with former First Lady Jill Biden and their cat. What do you think the cat's name is?
Washington.
Close, Willow. The former president wrote, sorry, cancer. Cancer. I had a stroke. Cancer touches us all. Like so many of you, Jill and I have learned that we are the strongest in the broken places. Thank you for lifting us up with love and support. So yeah, that sucks that he was diagnosed with cancer. And I don't want to speak for all of us, but I think that we do hope that he has a full
Yes, you can
recovery.
speak for us when we wish people well that have cancer.
Maybe you
diagnosis.
don't like Joe Biden and you wish the worst for him. I messed up his quote. I didn't mean to. I got
you know what?
nervous.
I'm not gonna-
I don't like
I'm
talking
not-
about cancer. I don't like talking about cancer. It really makes me nervous. Okay, stop.
Getting
Can I
verklempt.
ask you a totally stupid question?
Yes.
That like is do we think that Joe Biden would be cooler if his name was Bo Jiden?
Bo? No.
You don't think so?
I mean, because then his son's name would be what? The
Hunter Jiden. That's true. That's not much
and also
better.
didn't he have a kid named Bo who died of cancer? So
His name would be Bo Biden?
His Bo Biden was his son who died of cancer.
I didn't even know he had it. That's awful.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
he had the
well, and his
cancer.
first wife and what else? His first kid were killed in a car accident in the 70s or something.
Oh
like
my
he's had
God.
terrible things have happened, and he
That's
grew
terrible.
up with a speech impediment. So like
Oh.
he's had some challenges to go
Yeah.
through in his life.
So he wouldn't care that I messed up his quote then, because
God,
I kind of.
he won. Okay,
He'd
I'm
be like,
not
reminds me of
today.
me
I'm
when
not
I was
going down
6.
this joke path. Nope, not gonna do it today.
Okay, well, question for you guys, and I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, or am I? Are you telling me that with all the health screenings and all of the things that a president has to go through, they're just catching this on Friday and
Wow.
they are saying it, reporting on it on Sunday? I'm just asking. I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
I don't know if that's a conspiracy or just a genuinely good question to ask.
I
at this
want to be
point.
known as the
No.
I want to be known as the show conspiracy theorist. So, Scott, leave me alone.
I'm not going to poke holes in that argument at all. I think that is a legit question to ask.
I guess
I
my
just-
only thing
I
would
just
be
wonder.
like he's kind of losing his brain a little
bit.
bit, right? Like I don't feel like he's like a threat per se because once the brain goes to mush.
Well, he has no power anymore. No more
Right.
threat.
A threat? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I mean, maybe
No
he knows
power.
stuff. I don't know.
Oh, you're saying he has governmental secrets that he might accidentally say to everybody. Like, the aliens are actually in our Antarctica. I see. Okay.
Oh,
I was thinking,
is
like,
that what you were saying?
These are the nuclear codes.
yeah, the codes. I bet they change those codes
I hope so.
what is it?
every time.
It's just 1, 2,
Did you remember
3,
to
4,
change the
5.
codes before you moved out?
Sorry, you used this code last month. You've got to change it to something else, and it has to include an uppercase letter and a number and a special.
Yeah. Hey, Donald, I forgot to change the old nuclear codes before I moved out, so just want to let you know.
Well, we wish
It's
him
Willow
well.
_26.
Next topic. I'm the one who's moving this show along.
Oh man, that was a good one. It got me.
Oh, get better.
Someday I'll do my
President.
Joe Biden impression for you, but it's not today. Not on
No,
this
that
news.
would be too
Not today.
disrespectful. An investigation is underway after a Pennsylvania school district said kindergarten student gave classmates jello shots. A Pennsylvania kindergartner shared alcoholic jello shots with at least 3 other students at school this past Wednesday, the Greater Johnstown School District said in a statement posted to none other than social media. They took this bitch straight to Facebook and said, our kindergartner gave some other kindergartners some jello shots. It is unclear how much alcohol the students ingested and whether the child knowingly brought alcoholic drinks to school. Students were evaluated by the nurse and taken to the hospital out of abundance of caution.
What?
But, yeah.
Oh
What's
my-
cuter than a
That's
bunch
a
of
bit
drunk
crazy. Oh my
kindergartners?
God.
Yeah.
These are the people who make the airline security rules. God.
Well,
So
I mean, of
dumb.
course.
You took them to the hospital? Are you
I get a-
serious?
I guess it's to make sure
God,
they're not like,
millennial parents, we're the worst.
It wasn't the parents; it was the nurse. So quit talking shit
Probably-
about us, Scott.
probably
I'm
covering their asses.
making a
Yeah,
tally.
exactly,
because
because the nurse is terrified of mom and dad.
I would
And you
ask
know
those
there's some
drunk
Karen
little
and some
kindergartners
Josh.
so many questions, and I would record their answers. It's just because a drunk adult is funny. A drunk 6-year-old, hilarious.
Is there a difference?
True. Great point.
That's there's no difference between a drunk 95-year-old and a drunk 6-year-old. It's the same.
That's true.
Still pooping yourself, still peeing your pants, still
I
slurring
will-
words.
I will say those Jello shots are deceptive, man. I've only had them once, and they knocked me on my behind at a family
It's-
reunion. I was quite embarrassed of myself.
They could
Slow
put
release.
Everclear in there. You
Yeah.
know, Everclear
Yeah.
could mess a person up.
Yeah, I found out. There were not
like
enough
the-
tortilla chips to save me.
And edible for marijuana, right? You'll eat it, and then you're like, I don't feel anything after 30 minutes, and you're like,
Right.
well, give me some shots, and then all of a sudden that Jello shot finally hits your bloodstream and gets into your brain, and you're like, oh. I remember the first time I ever drank alcohol. It was December 3rd, 1999, and I was at
old
a
were
farm
you?
party or
Crazy you have
whatever.
the date down and everything.
And
too.
I'm sitting there down in this
crazy.
basement, and they first gave me a Bud Light, and I drank it, and I opened it up, and I said, "Oh, this tastes," because everybody's around. It's like Siepker the nerd. So I
Oh.
okay, and so I drink it. I was like, "This tastes like apple juice," because I didn't know what else to say. And then I had a Bush Light, and then I was like, "I feel totally fine." And then I stood up. And that was the moment my equilibrium was like, this is what being drunk is. And then I had one
Scott
more
saying
Bud Light.
that Bush Light,
Tastes
Bud
like
Light
apple-
tastes
probably
like
thought
apple
it looked
juice
like apple juice.
is the funniest part of that story.
I was so nervous. There were so many good-looking girls around. They were all the cool kids, and I got
I bet
invited
they
to the
were-
party.
Oh,
I always used to
Everyone
think,
was so excited.
I get what you're saying, though,
Yeah.
man. I used to think that beer would taste like apple juice, like as a kid, and then I finally tried beer with my dad in Mexico for the first time, and it was Modelo, I think, and it was awful. It tasted terrible. It tasted like piss.
But you work through it, right? You drink beer now?
Yeah, I mean, I
This
do.
is
I
what
don't
I tell
prefer
people.
it, but I mean,
Anything, if you ever have trouble liking something, just remember how you forced yourself to like alcohol. It was a combination of internal and societal pressure, and now you like it. You can do the same thing with watermelon, with
Coffee.
broccoli, you can do it with anything.
I get your
you just got to
point,
push through it.
but
Watermelon's delicious.
like there's an end game with alcohol. You power through the pain to get to Funky Town,
nice little
as opposed
buzz.
to eating broccoli.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
and
eat
then you get
broccoli, and then I
fewer
won't be in
farts.
Funky Town. I'll just be pissed that I ate broccoli.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you'll be so healthy and strong, and you'll be so strong when you grow up.
And broccoli
true.
farts are funky, so you got to watch out for
Gross.
that.
I don't like talking about flatulence, and we've talked
Yeah,
about it
he
too
talks
much.
about You've been talking about flatulence a lot today, Scott.
Yeah,
I think it's because
yeah.
we brought your dad up, and he loves farts so much it just emanated into the conversation. See how I
Who?
passed the buck
My
there?
dad?
Yeah, he loves farts.
Like in what way?
Yeah, what
Have you
way?
listened to the Murph and Andy show for the last 15
Well,
years?
yes. I'm just saying, when you say someone loves farts, it sounds like you're making it sound like my dad has a fart fetish, dude.
Yeah.
If you ask your dad, I promise you, Keith Murphy will say, "Yeah, I love farts."
Okay, so I guess
could
I
say,
know
I
our
think
new
they're
shirt.
funny. Yeah,
I
love
heart farts.
That's so stupid.
It is so
so
stupid. I hate
stupid.
it. I hate it so much. So back
Dad,
to
I'm
this.
so sorry.
The incident of this jello shot still under investigation. No charges have been pressed on the kids or the parents or
Good.
because it's not their fault that their nosy little shithead kid got in their fridge after they were just trying to have a fun weekend.
Yeah.
Who ratted
Fun
on him?
time.
That's what I want to know. Who is the snitch here?
Imagine seeing like 4 little kindergartners over there like eating a jello shot. It's like, what are you doing? And their names are like Jackson, Paxton, Raxton,
Yeah,
Blackston.
Raxton.
Really good. I really like this. Can I have another one, Mrs. Becky?
Where's
Paxton,
my
what the hell are you
goldfish?
doing over there? Oh,
Where's my
shit.
goldfish?
Someone get me a cigarette.
I like
I want to have a. I want to have a cigarette. I like
starts
turtles.
grabbing little Emma's butt. Knock it off, Paxton.
Oh my God. Do you know that
All
it
right.
is that? Okay, sorry. No, you keep going. Yep.
The Department of Homeland Security says it's in the beginning stages of vetting process for immigrant reality TV show. I sent this to the group the group chat last week, and I was like, "Are we for real with this? Is this serious?" And I did some Googling, and yeah, the Department of Homeland Security is reviewing a reality TV pitch where immigrants would compete for American citizenship, according to a spokesperson who said in a statement to CNN that the show in question is in the very beginning stages of that vetting process, yada, yada, yada. The producer that's pitched this has also pitched such shows as Millionaire Matchmaker, Duck Dynasty, and The Biggest Loser. So I just want to say a prayer for our
That makes
country
sense. Yeah.
right
That person
now.
wrote a
because
great book called The 3-Minute Rule. If anybody is looking to do marketing, that's a great book.
This guy did?
3-Minute Rule, I think is the book
Rob
that he wrote.
Warsoff.
Maybe it's another guy that was part of the Biggest Loser. But that was a big, Biggest Loser, they tried to pitch for months and months, and they just couldn't figure out how to do it. And then he figured it out, and it's a great little thing. So that's a little tidbit.
The Duck Dynasty show, oh my God. One of the worst sayings came from that show, which is people calling a sandwich a sandwich. And when adults call a sandwich, I go to outer space and I become murderous. Don't call it a sandwich. You sound freaking stupid.
Yeah, I already used our one F-bomb, so you couldn't go there.
Yeah,
again.
yeah. But I would have used it just so
I
you
don't
guys
know how I feel about this show. It is like one of the greatest prizes you could ever get is American citizenship. So I could understand why people from around the world would want to be on this show.
Don't make people compete.
But don't make don't make
oh my
this
God. That makes me sick to my stomach. That's embarrassing.
No,
Ugh.
maybe there's a way you could do it that's really would feel really good, and then in the end of the season, you actually give everybody citizenship, because that's the hard part. Like if you don't get the rose on The Bachelor, that's a different sadness than, hey, you're this close to changing your entire family's history and future, I should say, by getting American citizenship. Instead, you have to go back to Bangladesh. See ya.
Sorry. We're going to ship your ass back to Bangladesh, slap them on the ass, and say good riddance. So,
Go
yeah,
work in
I
the
don't know.
textile industry in Bangladesh.
Yeah,
Boy,
send
that
me some
sounds fun.
shoes and a nice tunic top. I think it might be
I
time for
can't
Kate's
believe that's a
random
real
rundown.
sentence. I just can't believe that's a real news headline. Okay.
I know.
All right, guys. It is brought to you by Iowa Corn. I have to grab my
Kate's
notes.
random rundown.
Yes. Kenzie, could you do the Iowa Corn for me real quick?
I
while
would
I
be
get us
so
in?
happy to. Yes. Our friends at Iowa Corn Growers Association are sponsoring this segment, and your voice matters. As an Iowa Corn Growers Association member, you help shape policies that impact your farm, your neighbor's farm, from the local level to Washington, D.C. They fight for priorities set by farmers, including higher ethanol demand. Scott loves Unleaded 88. He would drink it if he could. Be a part of the movement shaping the future of Iowa agriculture. Sign up now at iowacorn.org/join.
Sweet, guys. Thank you. Speaking of conspiracy theories, Kenzie, I wanted to bring up some low-stakes conspiracy theories because I think those are sometimes more fun than just regular conspiracy theories. Because
Absolutely.
So I just thought I'd share a couple I thought were interesting. They might have been covered at one point on the show. We talk about so much, but just want to know what you guys think about them. Real, fake, could be real, anything like that. Start off with the Disney movie Frozen about the ice princess should have been called the Snow Queen, like the fairy tale it was based off of, but it was changed so that Googling Disney Frozen would turn up fewer results about Walt Disney's head. First one.
Because he's cryogenically frozen, right? Supposedly.
Yes. His head is supposedly frozen for when that sort of technology is
It's just
ready,
his head.
I guess. Apparently. Have you
Brain?
ever seen
Yikes.
like Futurama? Probably not.
Yes. Oh.
Oh, you
yes,
have?
I have.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
I have.
Yeah, that's what I think of, I guess, when it comes to.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
next
a good one.
Never
I like
seen
that one.
Frozen, by the way.
It's good. You would not meant for you though, obviously.
I love Idina Menzel.
You might like it then.
What did John Travolta call
I
her?
know. I tried to
Adele
do this.
Dazeem.
Adele
That's Adele Dazeem. Yes.
I said it right. Dang it.
Adele Dazeem. Okay.
Wickedly
Comedy writers in the
talented.
early 2000s were paid by gas companies to make fun of the Prius in an attempt to slow the rise of the hybrid car.
Say the beginning of that again.
Comedy writers in the early 2000s were paid by gas companies to make fun of the Toyota Prius in an attempt to slow the rise of the hybrid car.
Even if that's true, I know comedians well enough or writers enough that they would have done this without pay. So the fact that somebody
Okay.
was going to give them money, this was
Okay.
a win-win. I was
It's
gonna
like
do it
Subaru
anyway.
being a lesbian car. It's
Yeah,
like they're doing
yep.
the same thing now.
Yep. Okay.
I don't know.
The government bought too many traffic cones, so now they just leave them on the side of the road instead of storing them in a warehouse.
I believe that.
I wish
I believe
this was
that.
true.
Hands down. That's true.
Okay. Oh yeah, vending machines are often jammed on purpose by the service guy, so it just takes your money, which I think that one is probably the weakest of the bunch. But this one is
you
my
can
favorite.
understand it, but that's a short-term play, right? If
Yeah,
you-
yeah.
you-
Okay, this one's my favorite because it's so freaking ridiculous. Okay. The Kardashians kept Rob Kardashian fat so they can extract his fat for their BBLs. It makes sense since he's skinnier now and the pendulum is back at skinny being trendy.
BDL,
You know
what is
what?
that?
A BBL, a Brazilian butt lift.
Oh.
And when people have these Brazilian butt lifts, it is so obvious that they are walking around with injected fat into their asses. I just don't understand it. I just don't get it. And I never will because it's not for me, you know?
Yeah.
But
I'm
what-
a man who lives in luxury because Rachel does not need this,
Oh
and she
my
has.
God.
Oh my God. I think we need
so
to
I
quit
can't understand.
objectifying Rachel on the show.
I forget I can remove you guys. I should just remove him when he starts doing
Every
that.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rachel is a beautiful person inside and out. We don't have to always
Oh
talk
my
about
God,
her
yes,
butt.
she's
And maybe I'm
awesome.
just jealous. Maybe I'm just jealous.
Okay, so Kenzie, this one's
Yeah.
for you and just for you. Based on some of your confusion in the group chat this weekend about NBA basketball, I wanted to show you some NBA teams, and I want you to guess their name based on their logo.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Oh. The
Who is this team?
Pelicans.
Oh, okay. Good
How
job.
do you know that?
Good
Because
job.
that's a pelican. You
Okay.
can tell
Oh,
by
Yeah,
the
it's
beak.
'cause you know that's my team?
Oh, of course.
That is
That's
Scott's team. That's why I
team.
added it. Yep,
Scott's
yep.
team. He is a huge fan of the Pelicans, and he always has been, and he always will be.
Okay.
Oh, shoot. The Mountaineers.
Okay.
It's a good guess. It's a
That's
good guess.
good.
Can you guess
The
this?
Axe Man.
Can
I'm,
you
not
guess?
I'm not a boob man. I'm an Axe Man.
Could you possibly guess any idea what city this is based on
Utah.
Some of the, okay, another good guess. No, this is the Denver Nuggets.
Oh, okay.
I
That's
like
very misleading.
That was pretty good though. That was a good
Yeah,
guess.
nobody would name themselves Nuggets nowadays. Like if somebody came out and was like, we're going to name our team Nuggets. No one would do that. But
Well,
we're used to
Nugget.
it now.
Okay. This is a P, and I know there is a basketball team named the Pacers. Is
You got
this
it.
them?
Way to go. Way to go.
Nice.
Dude, you're doing great. You're doing great.
Context
okay.
clues. Oh,
Oh,
shoot.
no way. No way. Too generic.
Yep. Had to make it a little easy at
Is
the
this
end.
the Celtics? I know it's
It
a
is
B.
not.
I know it's
not
I
bad.
see.
That's not
I
bad.
see the context clues you're making. This is the Brooklyn Nets. They have a very terrible logo. It's very boring.
The Nets.
Yep.
That's a ball.
Yeah.
That's not even a net.
Yep.
Great point.
Last one.
Oh shit! Is this the Magic? No.
You got
Is it?
You got
Yeah.
it. You did it.
Nice. I have a fun fact about the Magic real quick. Okay, when I was in first grade, I had this I bought these pencils and they were like NBA pencils, okay? So they had all the teams on them. The Magic was the coolest one. It had the coolest eraser. My friend Brian, he's like, "Ooh, they're really really bad this year. The Magic they're the worst. You don't want that pencil. Trade me." I fucking believed him and I gave him that pencil. They had won and so I gave the most coveted pencil to Brian because he freaking tricked me.
What's Brian up to these days?
He's
Do
one
we
of my
need to
best friends, and
erase
he's
him
married.
off the planet?
No, he's married to my best friend. They have a beautiful family. He's also one of my dearest friends. So he's just a
Well, I don't like him.
chaser.
Chris wants to know if you could guess where the Pacers play.
Los Angeles.
No, they play in Indiana.
Ew.
That's the team
Oh, no.
Tyrese Halliburton is on.
Oh, love that for
Yes,
him.
yes. We're rooting for Tyrese now.
Yeah, we are. We are, of course.
Okay, Scott, it's your turn.
Oh boy.
You're a Pelicans fan, right? You say you are?
Hell yeah.
All right, I'm going to give you the name of these rotation players on the New Orleans Pelicans. I need you to name them.
Shit. Oh no. Oh no, we've been so bad. Okay, hold on. Okay.
Who is this?
This is a young man. And
Jason Derulo.
I don't
That's
think
my
it's
guess.
Antonio Reeves. I don't know.
This is this is NBA All-Star DeJounte Murray.
Geez, Scott.
Who's
Sorry,
this?
Yeah, he blew out his sorry. That is Jose Alvarado.
You got it. Way to go.
Yep.
Way to go. All right. Who's this?
Herb Jones, best defender in the league right here.
Way to go. Way to go. Way to go.
Yep.
Who's this?
Shit. I always see them and they're moving like this. Okay. This is it's not Trey Murphy. It's gotta be like, I don't know. Is this Antonio Reeves?
No, this is All NBA second rookie team and rookie V. Smithy.
Oh, Yves Misi.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Eve?
He looks a lot shorter
Yves.
in this photo.
It's spelled like Yves Saint Laurent, however you pronounce
Oh,
that.
yes.
But it's
He's
spelled like
he's
that.
7 foot. That's why I can't get
This
him
guy's
here.
7
Yeah.
foot? I honestly, I thought he was like 5 foot.
He might be 6'11", so
Nah,
not
he's
kidding.
a big fella. Yeah.
Because look, he has a short neck.
that was kind of embarrassing, wasn't it? The fact that I didn't get DeJounte Murray, who we just traded for last year, but he's been hurt.
He's not
so
good.
I agree.
He's a stat patter. All right.
Thanks for not giving me Zion Williamson, which would have been the easiest one.
Yeah.
I bet
He knew that.
that was really fun. I want to do that every week with Mackenzie.
That was fun. I had a great time. And now it is time to take a peek at the overthinking and the wild submissions. And we have our first potential crime submission, just so you know.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in.
So, all right. John W. has been overthinking adult peer pressure. So his old retired neighbors have been mowing 24/7, and that angers him because what? I'm assuming he can't keep up with their schedule because they're retired, so they have all the time in the world to mow, and he can't keep up with that. So he's probably overthinking his mowing schedule, and it's putting an unwanted pressure on him. That's kind of the way I'm taking it. What do you think about this, Scott? Is that how you're interpreting
Overthinking
this?
Old retired neighbors mowing 24/7. I think what it is that John has a regular job and he has to
Right.
get up early. And these old men, I'm going to just say it's all old men, are getting up at the butt crack of dawn or even earlier, like 5 in the morning, and going out to mow their yard because they can't sleep at night. They've had to get up 17 times to pee. And so they're like, well, let's just go outside and mow. And John's trying to get the last hour of sleeping before he has to go on for his day. These
Is that
retired
really
folks,
like how often you pee in your sleep? Or as
when
an
you're
old
your
man?
dad's age, yeah.
I'm
You
just gonna
guys-
start pissing myself all the time. I don't
Do
care.
you guys
I
pee in the
don't
middle of the
care.
night? Do you guys have to get
No.
up and go to the
I
bathroom?
don't. No,
I'm-
but I bet you Keith does.
I do. Yeah, I do.
I don't-
And plus,
I don't
I've
know
been
if my
drinking
dad
more
does,
water.
though.
It's been like
Yeah.
3 or 4 times a night.
What
He
are
stays
you
up till,
guzzling
like-
wa-
I
My
am
dad stays up
guzzling
till, like,
water.
2 or 1 a.m. So I think he
Yeah.
just sleeps through the peeing in the night. I think he just
No, your dad's actually your dad's a healthy man, so he should be all right. But as you get older, you know,
I'm gonna
those
text
sort
him.
of things happen. Yeah, we should.
I'm gonna
ask him.
ask him. No, just me. How awkward, how uncomfortable would I make Keith
How many
Murphy?
times do you pee in night?
Hey,
If you are
Keith,
getting up, you know, back off how much you're drinking right before bed, okay? And if it's still a problem, you got to go to the urologist. Got to get that checked out because you don't
Who,
want to do
me?
that. And sleep is the most important thing, and
No.
that we do. And you gotta sleep through the night if you can.
are you telling John this because he's not asking about
Oh,
how
sorry,
often
I was
he?
talking to So the problem here is, John, I know what you're probably overthinking is, should you go and talk to these old men? You know what?
You should
Yeah.
go kick their ass. They're weak.
Yeah.
But actually, some of them
Invite
have
'em
probably
over.
been to like Vietnam and stuff. So they're tough and they're probably armed. Just don't worry about it. Don't
They're
worry
in
about it, John.
Vietnam. They're in their 80s at this point, probably.
Just
They're-
in their 80s, late 70s. They're not the 80 yet.
Some of them. I mean, Vietnam went on for a while. JFK had a little part in that. He died November 22nd, 1963. Not to brag that I know that.
Oh, what happened to him?
Shot
He
in the head.
sneezed.
Yeah. I should have come up with a funnier answer. God,
We are
you teed me up for that one.
I did. Come
What happened
on.
to him?
It's
His head
very
just-
presidential disrespect, this episode.
His head just did that, actually. Fun fact.
Yeah, you heard a cool fact from Scott School and just.
Oh my God.
It's a mind blower.
Okay. Anonymous. And I chose to keep this anonymous because I don't want anyone going to jail when we hear this. And if I ever get called to the stand for something that happens, that's just something that happens. Okay. I've been overthinking my mother-in-law and how poisoning her with foraged mushrooms sounds great in theory only, sadly.
I love the
Yeah.
use of the punctuation here.
Yeah.
Sounds great in theory only. Sadly.
Sadly.
I'd first like to get Cade's opinion on this. You don't have a mother-in-law yet. Have you ever thought about wanting to kill somebody that was close to you?
I can't say I have, no. I don't think they'd be that close to me if I thought about that.
Well, this is eventually when you this could happen, that as you expand your definition of family, more people are going to get wrapped in, and you're like, man, I have to put up with some toxic BS.
You're going to
This
want to kill a
person.
couple people.
You're basically
just-
asking me if I've ever thought about killing someone.
That's exactly what
Basically.
he asked you.
Yeah. I know you have.
Kate, have you ever thought about
We all
killing
have.
someone
We all
close to you? No, we haven't, Scott,
no.
you psycho.
Yeah.
You've never thought about killing somebody before? Of course you
Not
have.
close to me. I mean, no one's ever made me that
You're a
furious.
rando.
Yeah.
Thinks about it randomly.
Yeah.
You
hear
know.
about a really bad person, you think, yeah, the world would be better without
Yeah.
that bad person, but not someone close to me. Or Kate.
You know. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
here, this sucks, Anonymous. I'm sorry that you're going through with this.
I've never.
This
Me
is
too, because-
unfortunately, this is up to your partners or your spouses. This is their realm. They have to handle this. You just, unfortunately, it's across a boundary for you.
I've
you
never
gotta complain.
understood.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like there's always like a deep. Like, it's either a joke or it's actually real about something with mother-in-laws and people who are married. I've never really understood that. I don't know if.
It's because mother-in-laws, and it can be really anybody that's the extended family, the in-law family, they have different rules for their life and for how they attack family or especially raise kids. And they're going to come in and they think they know how to do it because they've already done it before. And then if you have different set of rules, now all of a sudden there's this passive aggressive tension that's always picking at each other. Ding, 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 ding. You're doing that with the kid. You're doing that with the kid, blah, blah, blah. And you just want to say to that mother-in-law or whoever it is, leave me alone. This is my life. That's
And it also has to do with like boy moms in their relationships with their mother. I want to go on record by saying I have a great relationship with both of my mother-in-laws. I have two because I have a step mother-in-law and I have a mother-in-law. Both great gals. I've never even thought about killing them once. Not even once.
I was just gonna say, like in my family, like I have a big extended family just because both my parents are happily remarried and stuff, and I have tons of people that are qualify as being a mother-in-law, and everyone I've had has been quite lovely, but
Oh, you haven't thought about killing any of them
not yet.
yet? Yeah, that's the right answer.
Oh my God. Sammy G has been overthinking her email sign-offs. It seems like a psychological game. Thanks seems passive-aggressive. Best seems cold. What's right?
I can help with this because I know better, or I know as well as most. Like it's just straight up overthinking because I've thought about that too. It's just for some reason I don't know how old Sammy is. Do you have any idea? Does anyone? But anyways,
They're of working age.
Okay. Yes.
She's a working girl.
Yes.
Kindergartner.
I feel like people in like
She's
my
drunk.
I feel like people around my age range, like we read, and it could be for you guys too. I don't know, but like I read too much into punctuation in text messages and stuff.
Oh hell yeah, me too. I could.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you can read into it on my end because I'm purposely, trying to.
But you leave voice notes.
But
I do.
So
to what
I'll tell
Sammy
you.
was saying is that I've tried just the regular thanks, and I've thought that seems too passive aggressive. I've tried thanks with an exclamation point. Like I've sent multiple messages to my parents and stuff with like lots of exclamation points. And my dad is like, you kind of use a lot of exclamation points because he's
Not a
he's
helicopter
a journalist. No, he's just a journalist. Like that's what I'm saying. He's just a
No,
journalist.
now I can just bust his balls about this. No, he's giving you. Your dad gives you great advice.
Yeah.
He's the
Most
star of
people
today's
wouldn't
show.
tell you these things. That's why it's so important that he does. Because most people,
Absolutely.
these are very personal things and they're nuanced. But he's right. Too many exclamation points make
He's
you
like,
look
you're
like a
yelling
fool.
at people. It seems like you're yelling at people. I was like, I'm not trying to yell at people. I just don't want it to seem passive aggressive, like Sammy's saying,
Thank
with just
you.
the thanks or the thank you. So I'll do thanks.
You know
But
what?
I guess
like
more
thank
people
you.
think
I
it's
go nothing.
thanks.
Nothing.
I like.
I just
thank
put my
you!
name.
Exclamation point.
Scott.
That's what I typically do.
Dick
Yeah.
move. Dick move. Yeah.
No,
say thank
'cause
you, Mackenzie.
You'd be like,
Thank
have
you,
a great week.
Mackenzie.
And then space Scott.
Might as well say fuck you, Scott.
Yeah.
Maybe I will. Honestly, people would probably love that if I just started signing off. That's
Go
two
eat a
Yahoo
dick,
views.
Scott.
Scott, that would make my day if you finished like either like a voice memo with just eat a dick. Something like that. Oh man.
Eat a dick.
All right, Scott. This
Shade.
next one,
You
we
signing
need
off.
we
Here's
need
a
your
bag
help.
of dicks for you.
We need your help. Sarah H needs your help because she has been overthinking dating at 37 and she thinks it sucks. So please, we only have a few minutes. We need you to really
Okay.
put your heart into this and
I
don't be.
was
dick.
37 when I got to the opportunity to be single again. And it is a weird world.
I love
especially
how
the-
he puts you always put it that way. I'm sorry. Continue.
Well, it was a great opportunity, and honestly, it's like the most wonderful opportunity of my life. I
You sound like
I have a
it's
girlfriend with a
great.
great ass.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, but
Nuts.
your like mannerisms are the same as someone who just got traded to like a a Midwestern program or something. Like you just got sent from the Lakers to like the Pacers or something. You're like, I'm just grateful for this opportunity.
Yeah,
Just
just-
gonna,
Thank you.
really
thank you for this
happy.
opportunity. I want to thank my fans for this opportunity. Sticking with
It's
me.
harder, especially if you haven't been out there in a while. The dating scene has changed so much with social media and specifically dating apps. But what I've found, it does suck, Sarah, and but you got to go out.
dating
you have
apps are
to
not
go
the play.
out. You have to be social. Go out with your girlfriends. Go out with your other guy friends. Put out the vibe. Like you don't have. I'm not saying over sexualize yourself, but there's a vibe. There's a mindset.
Show
that
some
You can
cleavage.
pick up. I'm gonna let Mackenzie fill in those details. For this, get out. Go to the places where a potential boyfriend or husband would be that you'd want to be with. If you love golf, go to the golf course. If you love playing pickleball, go and you want a man who is that type of athletic, not too serious, but in the middle. Maybe that's where you go. Think of where a man might be that you're interested in, or maybe she's lesbian. I don't know. Wherever the person is that you want, go try and find that place. Don't sit at home. Whatever you do, go out as much as you can, but don't become an alcoholic.
Stay off the apps too, or try
what?
to not stay off them, but try to.
The apps are better for women, I think, because but it's still not great.
Yeah, I had this buddy of mine like send this really nice message to this lady, just complimenting her profile, nothing like crazy overbearing. I know him. It was just a very like, oh, hey, I like your music taste a lot, and it seems like you have really good fashion. And she didn't respond for like a week, and then when she did, she just wrote thank. Not even thanks, just thank.
But see, the dating apps
Well, she
are
became an
crappy,
alcoholic.
but
She
you know
may
not to go with that person.
Yeah, it's just rough out there. There's also
It is.
good like I don't know. There's like a lot of events where you can go out and meet other singles that Des Moines is doing. That you don't have to just text people through a phone. Like go out there and do stuff. And there's also stuff that if you're scared to like go out and try to meet people alone, there's events. Go do events. Go do stuff. Don't be shy. Des Moines awesome.
And as you get older, it does change, right? Like it's a little weird if Sarah, you're hanging out at the Tipsy Crow at 1 a.m, right? Like that's probably not
Yeah,
where
don't
you
do
want to
that,
be
Sarah.
hanging out. But just don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. That's actually what it is. Just be out
That's
in
great advice.
public. And
We gotta go.
You'll see. Oh crap!
Bye, guys.
I hope all your favorite bands
Bye,
stay together.
guys. We love you. Another fun episode. We will see you next Monday. Enjoy Murph and Andy. They're going to